Hey guys, I am showing you what I'm doing here while I am designing this garden. Um, it is it's in Blender, which is a 3D software, and it is for a client who wanted a pollinator garden, which is great because that's what I do with my native gardens. Um, every bee from a half mile around is going to be coming to this garden. And she has some existing landscaping, but this huge backyard. So I'm trying to start small and just incorporate what she has existing already. And I didn't like how square everything was. It just followed her patio. She just had straight lines along her patio. Let me see if I can pull that up for you. 1 second. So I thought, yeah. So right here, this is the image she gave me. So I tried to recreate that here in Blender, but with my own take. I really like flowing lines and my garden beds to have nice curves on them, because what I think it does is it sets you in place, and it's organic. They're organic shapes, so there's no real start and end to any of it. It makes you feel like you're in a natural space, which can be very grounding. And then just kind of the curves allow your eye to, instead of fixing on a point or staying at a point, they kind of cause your eye to gently move around the landscape. But I think it's calming. That's why I like doing them that way. Those are the things I've come up with. Ultimately, I just think it's pretty. So here is a basic design from the view that she must see a lot because she gave me this photo. So recreating that, we've got her patio, which kind of remains a focus for, I don't know, entertaining or just sitting in the afternoon or the early morning for coffee. Just not a focal point of the garden necessarily, although it kind of just by nature of it being there becomes that. But focus for activity for what she's doing. So we're just surrounding her in some of this beauty. So right off the bat, we've got a few pots in there, with some main plants, some thrillers, fillers, and spillers. With some grasses, to catch the eye with their straight lines, and they radiate. And then some fillers, so some American geranium, and some Virginia waterleaf, I think, work really well together. To fill out the pots. They have long-lasting foliage and really interesting foliage. That they each bloom for about 3 weeks in the summer or early summer, in spring, and then the foliage lasts all year long from April to October sometimes. So that's what we've got. So immediately there's something on the porch that brings her in. The swirling line or the curves kind of cement her in place. They kind of give her I don't know, instead of being an extension, it's like a little alcove. So right with the grid lines, that was just kind of extension of the shape. Now she's kind of embedded, kind of placed, kind of comfortable. So from there, where she's comfortable, we've got some access to the yard. So we've got 3 or 4 different trails here. It's just garden. It's just ground cover. In this case, it is plantain leaves. Some sort of plantain, but it's low to the ground, and it has some like fuzziness on it, so it attracts the light. It kind of scatters the light in weird ways. It's soft, it's small, and it's inviting, and you can just crush it under your feet. I think it'll be a great choice for coming in and out of like a trafficked area, coming in and out of the patio. And we've got like a main one off in the center, one off on the left, another one here off on the right. Oh, where are we here? Rotate. Another one here off on the right. Right there. A couple chairs. And then we've got, so the garden bed itself is huge and it surrounds this patio, but there's 1, 2, in this case 3 areas of focus for the plants. So like 3 little, islands or enhanced parts of the bed. Let's see if I can get this shown correctly. Where we've got some yellow splashes, some purple splashes, some different greens, some different textures among all of those colors. And some long-lasting foliage. All this stuff is native. It's hardy. It lasts into the winters. It lasts through the whole summer. And just provides a bunch of different interests. Your eye is going to catch a bunch of different things throughout the year. And so most of it is like a low, I don't know what you call it, a low matrix, but it's it's bigger than ground cover, but it's not like your main plants. It's not like focal points or eye catching. It's all kind of the same height, and it's all prairie plants. It's like what grows if you go out into a prairie. There's like teams with life down at the base, and that is really, really it lends itself really well to home landscaping, right? There's nothing big. There's nothing going to take over. It all kind of complements each other there in the ground, and it plays well in a home setting. Let's just see if I can turn this all the way on here. 1 second. Show. Okay. So there we go. That's kind of more what it'll look like. So I've got this yellow popping, but then there's this green and purple. They tend to be a lot of little purple flowers in the prairie, which is interesting. It's not something I knew when I started. One of the things I do as well is take a really good long hard look at photos that go back about 100 years. Aerial photos that go back 100 years or so, to know what was growing there, at the time just before people started like mass farming the land, or like bringing in large scale agriculture. So knowing what was there around, like specifically around her home, and then broadly in my area, and then even more broadly, like in the county, in the region, I've been able to. I try in all these gardens, and have been able for hers. So far, been able successful. Been able to go out to locations very near her home and grab seed from there, like a seed stock from just out in nature, which is really handy and I think really beautiful. There's something about putting a garden back where it came from, and that is what I'm doing. Like the, I guess, arrangements, for lack of for is the term I'm using. Like this prairie I was showing you before. I don't know why it's taking so long. This prairie I was showing you before is, it's from the land, and it's what would have grown, like the community of plants, or like the maybe not the like the ratio, but certainly like this collection of plants is not out of place here. It is what would have been growing here, along with other plants, but it's a broad spectrum, or a broad sweep of what was growing here in her yard, in this case like 180 years ago, which is very beautiful. Dive right into it. Here's her house. I don't have it on here, but the street's on the left, and the front of the house is on the left. It's the front of the house, and the back of the house, and this is the overall plan. So I'm assuming her kitchen is like here. I think there was a door up here. Some sort of like staircase, or like shallow stairs right here. And then I am just hoping she'll want this, but going along with this, kind of just converting the whole back of her house to habitat. So that's like habitat for insects, habitat for bees, some small game, some like rabbits and stuff like that. Snakes, if you're into that. Her whole the back of the backyard here is, it's just like a rustic city park. So they just have like some long grass stuff here. Interestingly, she lives like right next to the edge of the glacier. This is just a picture I put in here, but so if her house is like right here, like the glacier came and stopped, 500 feet from where her house is now, like 13,000 years ago, and then didn't push any further, just started melting away after that. And that's just, I don't know. There's just something really pretty, really beautiful about that. Like putting a garden in at the edge of a glacier, or what once was a glacier. Seems very pretty to me. Okay. I don't know if we'll have pots here, but I was just getting them out into the angle, like this angle here. But the house is really tall, and it's got this huge face on it. So let me turn off the particles. Yeah, so we'll turn that off. So now we're just working with a basic structure. With the house being so tall, and then there being like this alcove over here, what I was hoping to do, what I want to do, is use some tall plants that break up the island. They'll break up the eye line. They will stretch up, and that kind of reduces that. That kind of reduces the house's strength, I guess, or like starkness, or how imposing the house is. So we've got tall grass here, some shorter grass here, some bee balm that's fairly tall, and then along the side of the house where the patio is, just because I can't plant anything there, we've got some pots with some like medium height grass, and a tall pot here with some higher grass. It kind of mimics, this height, and then more along here, on the other side. I guess that's kind of like, at the fence height too. So I don't know, just trying to, the house seems very, what's the word, austere. And the backyard is this like green space. And you've got the patio where you want to be. So if you've got like this huge yard and then this big patio, and then all of a sudden this huge wall, I'm trying to do two things just to kind of like break that wall up horizontally and vertically. And then with the plants right up next to the wall, some organics right up next to the wall, and then organic lines and this huge bed of plants at like every inch. So what I'm hoping it's going to do is bring that yard space into like a transition zone, and the house space into that transition zone, so that we are so that we're not just a huge amount of one thing and a huge amount, then all of a sudden a huge amount of this next thing. It's like a gradient, or like a transition zone. I think it's gonna tie the two together, bring it into one space, one boundary space. So like the home and the yard, the home is part of the yard is part of the home, kind of thing. So that's where I'm at right now. I think I do like this as a start. So I've got a bunch of grasses in. I have to start getting some more, some more plants in. Something to complement these black-eyed Susans, Rudbeckia maybe in height, but maybe like a different color. So I'm just trying to think of what to do there. That is a tall house. I don't want to clutter up anymore along the house. I think that's clean. Maybe something could go here. And then I'm struggling with like, if I do I put a vine up this? I like that. Maybe I'll just start out doing that. Finishing that. Let's see. Duplicate. Come on. Duplicate that. And let's see. This. Something like that. I don't know why this popped into my head. Maybe it's because I'm working with no idea why. But about 10 years ago, I went and picked up a N64 and a big TV. And I had that for a good year. And I had like my bandmates over and played with that. I have absolutely no idea what I did with that N64 or that TV. I think I took the TV back to Goodwill, but that's funny. It's just like was there and then it was not there one day. I was probably somebody else's. They probably brought it. Oh. That's cool. I do like that. That needs to raise up though. That's a good idea. Duplicate that. I need more of that over here. So this American Bellflower, I think. I know I said I didn't want. Oh, there's that. There is a door right there, and I can't put that by the door. Wonder what it would look like if I put it here. And maybe brought it out some. Eesh, I don't know about that. That looks funny. Let's put that. I don't know about that at all. Yeesh. Alright, what if we put that here? I know there's a door there. Well, actually, I don't know that there's a door there. I imagine there is. I imagine there's a door here. Oh, that's starting to just already feel cluttered. What if we do this? Oh, I like that. I already like that. I mean, it's an arrangement I've used before. Yeesh, come on. And I don't know how well it works. Yeah, it's kind of a corner. It kind of defeats the purpose of this guy. Maybe if we move him over to there. Oh, come on. Right there in the corner. What does that look like? I think that looks better. Why does that look so much bigger? Does this have to go back? Maybe that goes back to here. Go back to there. Feels nice and nestled now. And where's this guy go? Does he go around there? Maybe he goes around there. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't think I'm overthinking it. I think that kind of looks good. That looks good from both sides. Turn the meadow back on. Ooh, I think any more of that could get really busy. Any more and that gets really busy. But it does feel nice, like a centerpiece right there. Do we see that? We do see that from, I don't know if that's a hallway up there or what. I like how that looks from all angles. Yeah, that looks pretty from this walkway. It's present from this walkway. You see it here. Flash yellow. I'm just gonna go with it for right now. Could use something else along here, perhaps, but guys, I honestly I don't know, like I never went to school for it. My dad is a gardener, was a gardener, hobbyist, and I mean, I'm hoping to do it professionally. I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I've trained myself a little bit on my free time. I guess I use whatever eye I have for it too. In this case, I know I wanted purple. I know I wanted something to complement what I was talking about, like breaking up the eye line of the house. I know I needed something. I know it was less obvious to you, but there's like a pathway here and a pathway here. Oh, I must not duplicate that. So I know I needed something like here, and I had that yellow element with the Rudbeckia. I guess what I'm trying to do, sometimes I just like think about it in terms of like bouquets. So you're like making a bouquet here. There's probably something that'll go here, like yellow coneflower maybe. If it's up against there, that'll help complement this grass. You know, the big blue stem. I think for the most part, I'm liking letting this breathe. I did think it'd be really nice to have some sort of small shrub or tree here, like shrub. I guess dogwood is going to be aggressive, but like a gray dogwood. I found recently out in the woods, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a citrus tree. It like has citrus fruit on it. And I thought, oh, this is invasive or introduced. And it's not. It's like the northernmost growing citrus tree in North America. So I have to go back and get some of that fruit. I think that'd be really... Something right here would be really pretty. Like a small tree. An ornamental tree or something. I am liking the way this is looking. This pathway isn't going to be as wide as it appears here. Let's see. Yeah. And then this is obviously going to be thicker, much thicker than this. It bogs down the computer, so I leave it where it is. I am really liking this. I think save this. Let's get some yellow coneflower in here. And what do I have? What do we got? I have Ophelia, Campanella, Carx, I have that. That's too bright for that. Probably that. Oh, well, there's purple coneflower. Let's see. Have that, have that. That'd be too much. Let's, okay, yeah, let's get, Ratibida. Get that in here. And let's put one over here. Oh, yeah, and get it in place. Come on. No, that's tight. Let's move you out to here. Let's have you be a focal point right there. Yeah, there's some breathing room. Maybe even further. Oh, 0.2 on that. I need some... Oof, it's 7 o'clock. I need some decaf coffee. Yeah, that's bare. Something else is going to have to kind of support what that's doing there. Does it look good out here? Oh, I know what we're going to end up putting into is... That's the radiator. Don't know if you can hear that. Probably can. It's probably annoying. Oh, let's see. Go down. Kind of like that too. That feels like a nice little singular focal point. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe another grass or two needs to go out there. We need some of that yellow back here as well. That over here. Oh, I don't think the terrain in this house is like this exaggerated. Back here, buddy. Where do you need to be? I don't think it's there. Where do you need to go? Do you guys need to go? No. What the heck? Come on. You guys need to go back here where this guy is. You need to come out here. And does that even make any kind of difference at all? I mean, I don't know. There's definitely, it's not done. There's something more needs to be done. Done here. Let me see if I duplicate that and move that and rotate it a bit. Yeah, it would never be that much. I don't know. The bare bones is coming together a little bit. I mean, it is. It definitely is. Maybe this guy needs to just commit and be out here. There's some unity from there to there. Some unity across the garden. Like, they're both kind of... symmetrically, like, cutting it down the middle. So there's, like, a repetition here and there. Where's she gonna see it from? Yeah, that's good, but, like... still blank. It's still blank right there. I have to figure that out. But I think I'm going to send this to her. And I don't know if you're watching this and you enjoyed it, and you have any questions, yeah, just let me know. I'll try to get right back to you. If not, if you just enjoy this, I'm glad you're watching. Otherwise, I'm just sitting here designing another garden alone. But if you're watching, it is fun to explain this, explain my thought process to you guys, and it's fun to think that you're out there having a good time, something peaceful to watch. I always like things that are peaceful to watch. I am gonna render this, and we'll see what happens. Other than that, thanks and have a good evening.